Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Bleeding Crypto's 15-minute market update. Today is Tuesday, August 6th, 8:46 a.m. local time. I hope you're having a good day, morning, or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Let me go ahead and just protect myself legally by giving you my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I am wrong 99.9% of the time, so if you follow me and you use real money, you have a 99.9% chance of losing it all. This is just for entertainment purposes only. This is for game theory for your fantasy paper trading. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get started here with the analysis on Bitcoin. So the first thing I want to note with you guys is I want to continue to use this chart here. This is my diagonal chart that I posted this on Twitter. As you can see, we went, way below that. However, we did wake up very quickly, and now we're back above this channel. So I want to do this. I'm going to remove this here. And I want to talk about what I'm expecting, what I'm looking for. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but based on what the movements and how the market behaves here, it'll start giving me formulating some clues and help me to formulate some setups on what's going on and what can happen for the bigger moves. We're in some smaller moves in my Telegram channel. We have 2 trades going on right now, but they haven't really gone anywhere. As you can see, nothing has really happened. So based on what happens here is going to determine pretty much what those next moves are going to be. First thing first is when I look at a drop like this, the first thing that comes to my mind is, look, there was no stair step. It was just straight elevator down. And when I have a big drop, the first thing comes to my head is lower high. Okay. If we're going to continue to go down, a lower high. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lower high rule right on my chart. Let me just go here. I just like it to the penny. It drives me crazy that I have to do that, but it is what it is. Why fight it? I know I'm crazy. Stop fighting it. Okay, so now I want to see if we're going to continue to go down. I want to see a push up here. But here's the thing. That's really high, and we've dropped quite a bit. So does it mean that we're going to jump straight up there and put that lower high? Probably not. So what I want to know is there is a chance we can invalidate this. And we can invalidate this, in my opinion, if we put up a proper market structure down here that would give us a better chance of invalidating this here. This becomes, to me, much more powerful if we have a fast move to it. If we have a quick move to this here, like on a day, like for instance today, if we close this daily candle in 8 hours here, somewhere inside of here, it increases the probability that we're going to put a lower low. There was no structure being built. All right. Now, if we could do something like this, so let's do this. Let's come up with a game plan that will give us a probability that we're going to get up here, but invalidate this. Now, this is where where I would now dial it down and look for market structure on the lower time frame. So let's go down to the hourly time frame. So we have a double bottom bounce. Love those. I love double bottoms, W type bounces, but that isn't enough. I need to see market structure. I need to see a higher low. So as you guys know, if you've been following me, I have 2 rules that I like to use. The higher low rule and the higher low rule and the lower high rule. The lower high rule is this. And now the higher low rule has to respect my fibs, which is a 382 and the 0.50, but cannot have a clean candle close below it and stay below it. All right, so we're going to measure that move out. So on the bounce, every bounce, I'm going to treat it as a possible reversal. I don't know. And this is where this comes into effect, because this will tell me if it's respecting that process, then it's got a better chance. But it's not a guarantee. So now I'm going to put my continuation rule. And I call it continuation rule because typically when you respect this rule, that implies that you're going to continue higher. Not a guarantee, but that's what you typically look for. And look what it did here. Bounced exactly on my point. First, it came to 382. Thought I was going to hold it, but we went right to 0.50. And then after here, I want to see a bounce for a higher high. When we invalidate this, it doesn't mean we're going to go to a new lower low, then I would have done this. And you guys, many of you guys know that. I would have went to here. And if you come down into here, this isn't a continuation. This is more of a consolidation rule. So typically, if we were to go this low, we tend to consolidate. And if we're going to go higher, then we go up higher. But I love the continuation rule because I expect a spring action. And that's what I got. I got the spring action and I got the higher high. However, the distance of the higher high matters to me. It signifies strength. And here's how I measure that strength. I put a harmonic pattern. Many of you guys know this, a harmonic or an AB equals CD. And the way this works is that I'm going to take the lowest point after I have my AB, and CD should equal to the completion of the harmonic pattern. Now, the problem here is that I got my higher high, but look what happened. It lost steam. We're trying to push up right now, but this here is kind of showing me there's a little bit more of a weakness, because typically this happens much quicker. Not instantly has to go up there, but this weakness and this dropping below here is not giving me that type of confidence. Now, we still have hope. As long as we don't break below here, this higher low, we still got room to finish. Now, when we finish this, if and when we finish this, obviously you got to give me a little bit of margin. It's not going to come to the penny. All right, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit below, but somewhere in this zone. If we can complete this, we have now begun a market structure that is a reversal. It's not a guarantee, but you have to start somewhere. Once we get here, I will expect another pullback. Pullback maybe into the consolidation rule. The goal is to get higher. Now, I'm looking for two things. For this, we have to go back to the macro level. This is just a setup for the smaller time frame, and we took this trade based on what I just did here on my Telegram group. Now, here, I got two scenarios. I got a scenario where I go all the way up here, which I don't want, because that's going to imply a lower low. Not 100% guarantee, but it shifts the probability to that. What I do want to see is, I know that we don't V-shape. Okay, I know that. So in order for me to get a W, I have to look for certain rules. The rules of a W, double bottom, and you see how that W is the inside of that has to respect, not has to, but it normally respects my continuation rule, taking it the other way from the low to the high instead of a high to the low, like we did in the previous example. So this is what I mean. We'll go here. We're going to go here. Go here, here. Okay, so what I want to see is this. I want to see this. I want to see either stop at 382 or go to 0.50, come down here, put a double bottom anywhere in here, or maybe even sweep the lows, knock out some of those stops, and then do this. Now, if we do this, I'm not putting a lot of stock in the lower high rule, because that type of market structure has a rule of its own on where the completion is. 90% of these W's will finish at the beginning of the left side of the W. That will invalidate this lower high rule. But depending on the market structure set forth here is going to raise the probability that we're going to invalidate this. But I can't ignore this now. It's too early to ignore this. I have to wait for this to get invalidated. And the way this gets invalidated is by this structure. Now, in order for that to happen, I got to keep an eye on both of these here. And I got to try to find confluence. What's going to make it stop here, or what's going to make it stop here? Let me go ahead and just get rid of this here. There we go. And for that, I'm going to turn on my EMAs and see if I can find some sort of confluence. Okay, let me go here. Wait a minute, what's going on? What's going on? There we go. Okay. Now, I have confluence with two things. The daily, the next resistance point is right here next to the 0.50. So this tells me, hey, you know what? We could probably go up to here. If we stop here and we get rejection, I'm not going to think negatively. I'm actually going to be very excited because we're following the plan. My goal is to get here. My goal is to get right here. In order to do that, I understand that we have to put a market structure. So if we come up to here and we start dropping, I'm going to be like, hell yeah. We didn't come up to here. That's a good sign. Now we're putting in that right side of that possible right side of that W. Obviously, if we close a full candle below here, it invalidates this. But again, we don't have a crystal ball. We've got to look for rules that we follow. And these are the rules that I use on an everyday, every time frame. It'll work. And it works the same. So when we get up here and come down here, start pushing up, this is going to invalidate it. I switch how I'm playing this. And that's where my trade setups on my Telegram channel come into play. I give my team the notice, and they take the trades accordingly. Okay, so now, could we stop here? Well, I like to find Confluence. I don't have anything, no real resistance in this area here at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 12-hour time frame. I like the daily and the 12-hour. Now the 12-hour kind of gives me a different take. Look what's going on. We're already having trouble getting above the 7 EMA, and we're really close to here. So we may get a push up here, a wick to touch this. Either one of these two validate the W. When you get a little too high, it invalidates it. That's not a real, in the way I play it, it doesn't have the same type of strength for a move higher. Now it becomes more of a lower high, and you have a higher probability that we're going to put a lower low. Okay, so I can see this happening here. Now, if we get to 382 and we come back down, again, I'm going to be equally excited because it's going to plan. Going to plan is not a guarantee. We still have things down here that have to validate. Those will be, we cannot break below here. But as long as we hit the goal here, and we hit the goal here, and we start moving up here, do you see how that starts to formulate the next moves? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know what's going to happen, but I'm smart enough to be able to measure this to give me the direction of where I need to be positioned. And that's the only thing that I can do as a trader and as somebody who puts out information for people to take trades based on what happens on these moves. And even then, it is not 100%. And just like any trader listening to me now or listening to me in the future, no one has a 100% record. It just doesn't happen. But the probability is that I'm going to have more wins than losses, and that's all I can ask for. All right, so for today, all I need to do is just basically look at these points here. This is 1 point. The continuation is 1 point. Even though these have two, I consider this one. Either one of these has the same validity. Here or here, and a move down is the same thing I'm looking for. And here. So two things. If we invalidate this and we hit here and then we turn around, not good. But I don't know. So we're going to take it day by day. I'm almost at my time. I want to go ahead. I'm going to leave this here with you guys on this portion here because tomorrow we're going to have another 24 hours coming in. I told you that yesterday. And look, nothing really happened in the past 24 hours. Just a lot of, I mean, not that nothing happened. We put in a lower high. We put in a higher low. You know, we did something, but we didn't do anything real significant. So we have to wait another 24 hours tomorrow when I do this video. And we have to see tomorrow, did we push up? Did we push up? Or, let me go ahead and get rid of that. Did we push up and complete that harmonic pattern? That was that line. Actually, you know what? Let me leave that line here. I'm just going to pick... but I already took the harmonic pattern off. You know what? Let me put it on there because I would like to continue this video tomorrow based on this here. So let me do that. Let me go ahead and just leave this here. Leave that there. Let me move this up here, right there. And let me color this yellow to match the harmonic pattern lines. And this is our harmonic target. Let me put this on here. Harmonic target. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I don't need these EMAs. All right, perfect. So that'll be a harmonic target. So tomorrow we'll see if the harmonic target completed And if indeed we were able to pull back from this continuation fib. This continuation fib, we want it now for the downside, not for the upside. This is to give us that market structure that will help us to get to new highs, or at least back to the range highs. All right. If not, then we'll see tomorrow where we land. All right, guys, everyone have a really good day. And please, guys, if you want to, $25 a month, if you want to join my Telegram, my new Telegram channel, I give you signals, where to buy, where to sell. Or if you want the educational, which I think is a lot more valuable, that'll be my Discord channel. That's $100 a month if you do the quarterly. But if you want to start off by just starting with the 25, make some money on that to pay for the Discord, I encourage you to do so. Everyone have a really good day.